Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. Let's see if anybody's going to tune in or if they're all outside enjoying the sunshine. We'll see. Oh, there I see some eyes. Hello, hello, everyone. Make sure you say hi in the chat so I know you're here. How's everyone doing? Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone saying hi. Can you believe it's Wednesday already? Happy hot day. I've been saying that a lot lately. I will take it though. I'm not complaining. I am a happy girl when it's hot. So we're going to jump right in. I have quite a bit to share today. As you can tell by the screen, we are going to talk first of all about the pre-order for the 2026 Tailored Expressions Advent Calendar. We are doing a pre-order now until July 25th, I think the date is. And, Tanya, she says she's on her way home from my last day in the office, retiring on Friday. Oh, how fun is that? Good for you. So we are doing pre-orders right now for the Tailored Expressions Advent Calendar. So we sent out an email about it. You can visit the Tailored Expressions social media channel. You can also watch a little intro video. They have it over on their YouTube channel. They did it on Tuesday. The graphic for it is probably going to be more about watercoloring, but at the very beginning, she talks about it. And it's a very, very popular advent calendar. I know a lot of companies do them. We've already done our pre-order for the Spellbinders one. This one is a little bit different, though. What they do is they do a video every Friday, and they open the envelopes for the week, and then they craft. So they're actually making projects with it, which is really cool. And each one of the envelopes that you open, the products kind of all go together and work together. And then last year they started doing add-ons. So you can purchase add-ons to go with the things that you get with your calendar, which is really smart. And we will have those add-ons available for order as soon as they become available. So that will be in December. So you can watch them in the videos on the Friday, and then we'll have them up available for pre-order. And then obviously you'll have to wait till they come in, but it's really cool. Most of the products don't get released. Some of them do next year sometime, but most of them are pretty exclusive to the calendar, which is really fun. They do a great job with it. Like I said, really popular. And we are doing pre-orders till July 25th. So I'm going to share my screen. Is this the only slide I have for this? Oh, no, details. So if you want to pre-order, it's the 24th, Friday the 24th. You have to pre-order now through Friday, July 24th. The calendars will start shipping sometime in November. That's what they're saying. Sometime in November, they're going to start shipping them. So they ship them to us. When we get them, we will notify you. Last year, we had them in plenty of time for the December 1st videos. But even if you're a day or two behind, it's not the end of the world, because those videos are available to watch anytime. So you can always catch up. But they're saying sometime in November. And the price is $152.99. So that's the price. That includes everything, like your exchange rate, your shipping here, like all the things. So there's no surprises, duties, taxes, all that stuff. So you don't have to worry about that. The only thing we can't do, because we pay full retail price for these, we do not make any money on them at all. It's full retail price. So what we do is we can't include free shipping. Now, you're welcome to put this into a box of other product that you've ordered if the box qualifies for free shipping. That's no problem. But we can't offer free shipping on this. And if you're in Ontario, in most cases, 99.9% of the time, it's going to be our flat rate $9.99 shipping. And if you're out of province, I think Quebec is $9.99 and the rest are $15, no, $18. I don't know, something like that. I'd have to look it up. But our shipping information is on our website. So, you know, it's not outrageous. And then at least you know what you're paying. So it's great. There's 25 exclusive products that you won't find anywhere else. So one in each envelope. And they range in things from previous years, like tools, stamps, dies, stencils, and other things. They do a really great job with it. They do weekly videos. If you pre-order, you also get an exclusive free gift that will come in your box. So after July 24th, I don't know if we will be able to get the calendars anymore. Sometimes closer to November when they're shipping them out, they might have a few extra kicking around, but you never know. So if you're interested in this, we highly recommend pre-ordering because then you know you're going to get it. And just another few little items. This item does not qualify for free shipping, which I actually touched on. And it does not earn reward points, and it's not eligible for any discounts or promotions. And that's because we pay full retail price. I don't have any wiggle room on that to offer bonuses. So it is a really fun gift for yourself. And if you like to, you know, have a little crafty surprise each day, you might want to wait until the Friday when they do the video and open everything with Taylor as she does it. You know, whatever you want to do. And the photos that we sent out in our email are not this year's pictures. They're last year's pictures, and maybe even the one is the year before. They aren't showing anything for this year. So everything is top secret. So you can't see anything. So we just had to use pictures from last year. So I'm going to remove this and I'm going to share my screen because I want to show you, here I can move this whole thing up there, where to go. So here's our website. If you go push the online store tab along the bar here, it's going to take you slowly. Oh boy. My computer's working great. Okay, here we go. So it's going to take you here, and then you can see right here at the top is the pre-order for Tailored Expressions, and you click on that. It does run through some of the information that we sent out in our email, and you just come down here, click on it, and then here's where you add them to your cart. Okay, so that's what you need to know. That's where you go to register to pre-order yours. And like I said, they will come sometime in November. It could be end of November. I don't know. We are completely at the mercy of Tailored Expressions. So, but last year it did arrive in time for December 1st. So, okay, so now we got that out of the way. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go through some new product. I've got a bunch of stuff from LDRS. We'll hit that first. I've got inspiration from the girls as well. And again, if you have any questions or you need to tell me something, just put it in the comments. I'm watching that. And we'll try to get through this as quickly as possible. But I don't want to rush. Okay, so let's change our view here. All right. So let's talk about the Fuzzy Wuzzies. So Fuzzy Wuzzies are a very popular product with LDRS. Okay, mine has the die in here. This is the original set. It's called Fuzzy Wuzzies. I know our inventory is getting low on these again, and we will restock. But there's some samples to show and some new ones out, so I wanted to go through this. So this is the original Fuzzy Wuzzy set. And you get these Fuzzy Wuzzy blobs, and then you get some beautiful sentiments and some accessories. And there is a die set that creates the feet, the legs. There's an option for eyes. And then this little piece right here is for the envelope that this set comes with. So there are a few dies, but there are not dies for the Fuzzy Wuzzies. So when you stamp these, you have to either use the panel as it is when you stamp them, or you have to fussy cut them out. But I know some people don't like to do that. We do have a stamp company coming that does not have dies for most of their stamps, and you're going to be blown away with how cool they are. So you're going to have to adapt a little bit if you want to join in the fun on this. And fussy cutting this out is not hard. So here is a sample card that Amanda made using the Fuzzy Wuzzies. And I'm just going to zoom in a little bit here. So that is hand cut. If you were using a die, it probably wouldn't look much different than that. And they turn out really good. But that's what those Fuzzy Wuzzies look like when you stamp them. And you can stamp them in any color. And they're just super fun. And then you'll see when I show you the other sets that you can dress them up. And you can use them for different occasions as well. So this is one card that Amanda made using the Fuzzy Wuzzies. And here is another one. I just love this one. This one is a postage collage version of the Fuzzy Wuzzies. I think it actually goes like this. Maybe not. She could put the sentiment going down the side here. But they're kind of peeking in from the side and from the top. And some of them are filling the whole thing. But all of them are cut out just with a pair of scissors. And because of the edges on them, you don't have to be super accurate when you're doing it, which is kind of fun. And that's what the sentiments look like when you stamp them out. You're so tweet. But I love the font. I think it looks so great. And then here's another one. So this one is the glasses. So here's the glasses down here in the stamp set. Again, no die for that, but Amanda has cut them out. And that way you're able to pop up your Fuzzy Wuzzies and the glasses. But it would look very nice stamped right onto the background as well. So that is what those Fuzzy Wuzzies look like. They're very fun, different, and fun to play with. But they've come out with new sets. And the first one I'm going to show you is the Beach Bums. So here's the stamp set. So there's your Fuzzy Wuzzy. And there are accessories for the beach. So you can see there is a surfboard, a beach ball. Now I see an inner tube there. I'm not sure where oh, here's the inner tube. No, that's the ball. There's roller skates. Oh, no, that's not it either. Where did that inner tube come from? Am I blind? I don't know. Because it's showing on the back of the package as well. I'm very confused. I'll have to ask Amanda. If you want to know, message me. So I love them. They're really fun. In the surfboard. Okay, am I missing something? I don't. Oh, it's right there. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I knew you guys would help me out. But yeah, so you can put a little inner tube on them. And you can make some fun cards that way. So I love that. So that's called Beach Bum. And then there is the under construction one. Now this one might be my favorite. So this gives you the Fuzzy Wuzzy. And you've got things like pylons and the signs, the caution signs and things like that. You've got work boots. You've got tools. And then for dies, you've got the high-vis vest, which I think is amazing, and the hard hat. And then also the safety goggles. So I think it's pretty fun. And really cool sentiments to go along with it. And here is the whole crew, which is fun. And the sign says, "I dig you." And then the greeting on that card there says, "Concrete proof, you're the best." The other one says, "You nailed it and you're a real stud." So like, you know, when you build a house and you make studs for the walls, that's where that comes from. So it's a really cute set. It would be fun for guy cards. My son is, he has a home reno company. So he's always doing construction type things. So these would be fun for him too. So there's that one. And then the next one is, oh yeah, this is their newest one is the sports one. So this is the athletic supporter. So again, two different Fuzzy Wuzzies. And you've got things like golf balls, soccer balls, basketballs, different kinds of shoes and eyes. You've got the foam finger, a baseball cap, the pennant, a golf club, a baseball bat, a racket, and so on. So there's lots of really cool options. And then there are dies that create things that you can put over the, like look at the baseball guy. You see him? And then you've got the tennis person and the basketball person and the soccer person and the golf person. So you can personalize them, which is fun to do. And then there's a card featuring a couple of them. And then I'm also going to point out, do you see the grass in that card? That is this die here. It's called the Rolling Hills die. And this die is all connected. So when you die cut this out, all of the hills are actually connected. So you don't have to cut out a bunch of different hills and try to layer them together. You can just cut out one die, and it has a piercing detail on the edge, and it creates the rolling hills. And then you can shorten it however you want. But I love that. And it could be used for sand hills or snow hills as well. So I wanted to point that out since I was showing that card. So LDRS has a really cool variety of these fuzzy wuzzies, and I think they're just so fun to play with. And they're really popular because we get a shipment in and they literally walk out the door. So we do have, I think, at least one of each of them in stock right now. And again, if you find that they sell out, you can't find what you're looking for, just email us. We'll add you to the notified list. And then when they come back in again, we'll just notify you. So I love that. Okay. And then a couple other things we brought in from LDRS are these, I don't know what to call them. This one is a notebook stamp. This one is a ledger stamp. And this one is a postcard stamp. So they're kind of like, used for journaling, but they're kind of like stationery sets. That's the word I'm looking for. So the notebook stamp set is exactly that. It gives you the lines and then the margin line down the side. Now these stamps are really fun for card fronts, but I also love them for scrapbooking. If you're creating your own backgrounds, it's really fun to do like ink smooshing and splattering, and then you can stamp this with ink over top just to really add lots of texture and dimension to the back. I really love using stuff like this. So that's the notebook stamp, and you can see it faintly in the background of this card. So they've done a lot of mixed media work on the front, and then they put that journal spot on the back. Doesn't have to be used for journaling. It can just be a really nice grounding point for sentiments and things like that. And then there is the ledger stamp. So this creates kind of like a ledger, but it's cool because there are stamps like this. Now we had more than this, but they've already sold. People are onto this. They know what's happening with them. But these are really cool sets, again, for scrapbooking, to add those, you know, like definitions and just little icons to your background, for tags, and you can use them for journal spots, all kinds of great things. Really fun for collaging and layering. But they work really nicely with these ledger sets. So the one shown in the picture here, you can see that it has large words and it has text stamps and little icons and so on. And you kind of use the ledger part as your base, and you can line everything up from there. So they're a lot of fun to play with. This is the Welcome Sunshine stamp set, and it's part of that ledger series. And I'll show you a sample for that in just a minute. But and then the final one in the stationery part is the postcard. And this one's really cool because you can create your own postcards by using that. So here's another one of those collage type of scenes using that ledger stamp. And then here, there's that little construction guy. Here is this stamp used to make the right side of the card front into a postcard, which is really, really cool. So this postcard word can be left out or added in. So there's, if you look closely, it can be removed from that portion of the stamp. So you will either type the word postcard or you won't. But you can use this with all kinds of other stamps that you've got in your stash and turn anything into a postcard look, which is really cool. So, and then this, I think, is going to be the next slide. There we go. So you can see how you can use this stamp set to create that look. And all of these are kind of included in here. So you've got those large words. I apologize if you can hear kids screaming. My grandkids are here swimming, and I think they're getting out of the pool now. And Olivia's not very happy about it. So just ignore it if you hear it. But you can see that little chair and umbrella, the car that you notice in the bottom corner there, the little palm trees. The large words, I love the large words, and that sunshine. So you can do a lot of really cool things with these, and we will be getting more of this style in again as well. Like I said, we hadn't done a live on them, and they started walking out the door already. So I hadn't had a chance to actually show them. What do you guys think of this look? It's kind of cool, right? Different. And I've been doing this a long time. I like different things that, sort of challenge us and give us something else to work with. So we have done quite a bit of talking about the Eclipse dies and the Aqua Ink transfer sheets. So I told you guys a new one was coming. Well, it's here and it's almost gone. But this is a newer one of their dies. We showed other ones when we did our live. That video is on our YouTube channel. Christina and I did that one together. So you can go back and watch that if you want to. But this is the hand-torn arch Eclipse die. So just a different shape. And then the image that you're seeing there is from this new package of transfer sheets. So in here, there's quite a few different designs. I'm just going to hold it up here. You've got this porch scene here. You've got this beautiful, coastal scene. You've got the sunset. You've got looking out the window, a pool, and then another beach scene. So they're really beautiful images. And you get 6 transfer sheets with 2 images on each one, giving you a total of 12. So lots of images to work with. You can use them with or without the Eclipse dies to make some really beautiful cards. So here's one using an Eclipse die. And then here's one just using the transfer on its own. And these can be transferred onto anything. You can transfer them onto wood. You can transfer them onto a scrapbook layout. You can transfer them onto a card front. So lots of different options. And there's another one of the scenes. And then, ignore that slide. We did get some more of the rub-ons in. We had shown you this in the video as well, the rub-on transfers in foil. So these are foiled, gold and silver. You get 8 sheets, 8 5x7 sheets of sentiments that you can rub on like regular rub-ons, but they're foiled. You would never know that you didn't foil them. And then we also got in the black, and I think these are black and white. Nope. Yes, black and white. So 4 sheets of black and 4 sheets of white rub-ons. And there's all different sentiments in there for all different occasions. So if you didn't get a chance to pick them up the first time around, the foil ones are back in stock. And then we have these ones are new. So those are awesome options. And then this is what you're looking at here. This is a die set called Delicate Stitches Scalloped Rectangles. So in here, you get, I'll hold this up. The outer plate does this scallop here and a stitch line. Then the next plate does a cutting line here and a cutting line here. So it's like a frame with a stitch through the center. And then you get another one like this here that's a little bit smaller, and then another frame on the inside. And they can be layered together, which is really cool. And it gives you just lots of nice stitched scalloped options and some frames. So I love that. And then this one is, oops, let's change our slide. This one here, and there you can see that collage ledger kind of look again. This one is the mixed scalloped rectangle dies. And I really like that you get a variety of dies in here. And it might look, if you look closely, like there's a cutting line here, but it doesn't actually cut. So it actually just creates a indented line, like an embossed line. So you get a solid piece. And that one is a larger scallop. And then this one is the next one down, which gives you the small scallop. And you can layer them. So you can do them in different colors. They all kind of nest together. And you can create some pretty fun patterns that way. But I love the variety that this gives you. But they are full matte pieces. They are not frames, because looking at this, you might get the idea, because you see that cutting line there, that is a cutting line, but it's actually an embossing line. So I just wanted to show that so that you knew. So that is all from LDRS. Pretty fun, different stuff. Again, inventory is low on some things for sure. So again, if you miss out on something, make sure you reach out to us, and we're happy to show you some cool stuff. Now, did I include this in this slideshow? Let me add that back on there. I think I did. I did. Okay. So we restocked the newest 3D embossing folder from Gina K. So this is actually a 3D embossing folder and cutting dies. So you can cut out the full-size bloom with the die that's included here and a stencil set. So this is one of those items that Gina K does not sell to retail stores like us. We purchase it at full retail price and bring it in so that our customers can get it and know exactly what they're going to pay for it. So it's one of those items that does not qualify for free shipping. So you're welcome to add it to your box, but it doesn't go to your box total. No discounts can be applied to this, etc. So it's a really, really cool one. So this is, Christina and I did a video a couple weeks ago showing some different techniques with embossing folders. And Christina kind of redid that technique using a different set. This is the card that Mindy Egan created, but it was using this set here, which is absolutely gorgeous. So that's that sample. And then here's just another sample of that same embossing folder. So it's a really, really cool one. And you can see how the bloom has been cut out. That's because there's a die in that package as well. Yes, Christina, that was the one. Isn't it a great card? Like, I just love it. It's the rainbow look for me. I really like that. So it's a fun one for sure. So that is available. Again, we had sold out, but we ordered more. So that is also available. Okay, now we're going to move on to Pretty Pink Posh, because they always have such fun products. So first up, we're going to talk about their little, what do they call these? Shaker beads. They are hot sellers. So this one is called Beach Party, and they are little beads that go inside shakers, and they do create a lot of movement. So they're really awesome. You don't have to put the whole package in. You can just put in like half of a teaspoon in with other sequins and things, and they really roll around in there. So they create a lot of movement. I love them. So that's Beach Party. And then this one here is called Rainbow Sherbet. So that's what that color scheme looks like. Isn't that a great color scheme? I love the pink and the lime green together. So that's a good one. And then they also have Summer Blooms Clay Confetti. And that has the sort of tropical flowers and leaves, which mix nicely with other things that you can put in your shakers. And these can also be glued onto the front like sequins. So you can do things with that. But look how cool that would look together. Isn't that great? So I love those options for shaker elements. And now we got to bring up the next slideshow. You guys are really quiet. Nobody's saying anything. I see Diane said good afternoon. Well, hello, Diane. Okay. So first up, we're going to look at, this is a reorder. This is the Bee Friends stamp and die set. It's just a super cute set with bees. Oh, you're shopping. Okay. That's a good thing. Carry on. So this is the Bee Friends. It's a very popular little set from Pretty Pink Posh. So we've reordered those in. And you can see the bees colored up nicely there. So you get 3 different bees in this set. This is the forward-facing large chubby bee. And then you've got the sideways sort of flying bee. And then you've got this itsy-bitsy one down here. Still chubby, but cute. And all 3 of them are featured on this card. Is there another one on there? Oh, there is another one. Look at, you get the small sideways facing one too. So there's 4 bees. And then you can also create these flowers. There's a stitching die for like the flight path, and then amazing sentiment that says thinking of you. And there is a die for it as well. So you can stamp it directly onto your card like they've done here, or you can stamp it and then use the shadow die to cut it out so you can pop it up. But it's a cute one. And then another reorder is this set here. So this is one of our top selling baby sets of all time. It's actually an addition set to their mug dies. We don't even order the mugs anymore because these dies are so amazing just on their own. So it's called the Baby Mug Editions. Now, I don't know if I have my cards. I made teeny cards with them like a while back. I've shown those teeny cards lots of times. Just not 100% sure where they are at this moment. So let's just see. Oh, they're right here. So we just did the baby swap with our swap group, and I made sort of a different version of these, but just to give you an idea of what some of the things look like when you actually cut them out. I mean, look at that cute card. But here's the baby blocks. I mean, are they not adorable? Look at the detail in the dies. You get that heart and the star, you get the ABC letters, and then you get the little blocks. So that's all included in there. And then this is the onesie, which is super cute. And then this is the little duck, which is also very cute. And we've got the baby bottle and the safety pin. There is a rattle as well, I think. And there looks like a little bow tie that you can put on something. But I think that's most of it. And these might be bubbles. So there's a few little additions in there that I didn't use on my cards. But it's a very, very popular set. So we did get that back again. And I also snagged a card that was posted in our swap group that Shelby made. And it is using this set as well. So you can see how you can use just the edition set, just this set here, to create some pretty amazing cards. So definitely check that out if you're in need of babies things. And it seems to be one that we order every single time we place an order with Pretty Pink Posh. Okay, so this one here is showing you this set here. So we ordered this in a couple of releases ago and it sold out super fast. Then they were out of stock, so we couldn't order it on our next order, but we were able to get it now. So these are called eyelet hexagons. So you can see that it does a stitch detail, an eyelet detail, and a scalloped detail for each layer of the hexagons. A very, very cute set. So in this card that you're looking at here, it's just showing it as a backdrop, and then they're creating their scene on top of it. But I love it. I think it's so fun. And then some other basics that we got in that have been popular are, oops, there's the eyelet hexagons again. See how you can just use it in the background and layer things on top. This is the notched rectangles die set. So nesting dies that just have that notched rectangle, and they go from their largest size all the way to the smallest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different sizes. I do like that some of the smaller sizes can be used to create like a grid pattern on the front of a card, or even a layout where you can put different things in there. So they're really handy to have in your stash. And then there's also these ones here. This is called the stitched hexagon die set. And this is one of those inside and outside dies, because the cutting blade is in the middle and the stitching is on both sides. So what does that mean? That means that with this card, you can cut a hole and there will be stitching around the outside of your hole. And then the piece that pops out, so the small little piece that popped out there, also has stitching on it. So it's like a double die, which is really, really cool. And then we have the large summer shadow die. This is our last one. So you've got that nice summer word with the shadow. And you can see what that looks like when it's die cut out there. And then, oops, sorry, I jumped ahead. The background of that card is done with this stencil here. This is the layered summer fun stencil. So you can use, I think there's 3 layers in this. 2 layers, sorry. 2-layer stencil. So you can use all different colors and create some really, really fun designs. And you can do it, you know, bright and bold, or you can do it very lightly and subtle in the background. They have some of the most amazing layering stencils for images. And then once you get that stenciled out, you can use it as a full background, or you can use it in pieces. Just look at it like patterned paper. So you can do anything that you can do with patterned paper, you can do with a stenciled background. This is my favorite title. This is the Fun in the Sun die. So it gives you the fun in the sun, nice skinny words or letters when you cut them out. And then it has the shadow die that you can layer those onto. So you can use them on their own, or you can layer them with the shadow die. And that is an A2 size card that you're looking at right there. So it takes up a nice chunk, which means it's great for titles on summer layouts or in mini albums or journals, anything like that. So I love that idea. What's my next slide? Oh, yes. This is another favorite. This is the Sun Shaker. So you can, oops, so now I'm dropping things. You can use this to create a shaker, or you can just use it to create a really nice sun, the rays. So, and you can use the smiley face, or you can leave it off, either way. So there you can see a non-shaker version of the sun, which I love. And then on this card here, you're also seeing the Happy Hibiscus stamp and die set to create those flowers and leaves. Isn't that amazing? I love that. So really, really great for fun summer cards. But again, think of those leaves and things as embellishments for tropical vacation pages for your layouts and so on. And then in the background of this particular card, another layering stencil that is called the Layering Hibiscus stencil. That's creating those beautiful flowers in the background. And then we're also going to point out this set here. These sets are some of my favorites from Pretty Pink Posh. They are, this one's called Happy Summer, and they are sentiments and some imagery. And then you get dies for everything as well. Like, look at these adorable clouds and the sun. So those are stamps, but they have dies to cut them out. And then these graphics, you stamp those with ink, and then you use the shadow die to cut them out, and you get that beautiful sentiment that you have at the top there. So that card packs a lot of punch. There's lots going on there. Oh, and then let's back up one more time. In the background of this card, you can see those stitched rays in the background. You can also see them on this card here, and that is the Sunburst piercing plate. So that gives you that sunburst look, which is really cool. And again, doesn't necessarily only work for summer. You can find lots of uses for these piercing plates. They often work really great as a burst, like for birthday cards and things like that. And then we have another stamp and die set. This one's called Summer Sips. And they're just different like drink icons, and you've got some greenery and tropical leaves. You've got the sunglasses, the flip-flops, the sun, and then you've got the citrus fruit, which is really cool. And there's dies for all of that. So you can create some pretty fun imagery that, again, can be paired up with other sets you might already have, or you can collage them all together for something like this. And then we did talk about, oops, yeah, this image just shows you that piercing plate again, and this really cool set that gives you the greetings. So I threw that one in there. And then this one is these tropical leaves. So this is called Tropical Leaves. They're dies, so you can cut them out and do different techniques with them. Just do ink blending, cut them out of solid cardstock. You can cut them out of white cardstock and do ink blending on them. So you can get lots of different looks with them. And they do add a lot of detail when they cut out. All the stitching lines that you see on the dies will transfer onto your paper. And then you do see that, I'm just going to back up a second here. Yeah, so there's that summer word. And then the summer wishes is from these sets here. This is the summer banner greetings. So you get all of these greetings that are summer related, and they fit inside these banner dies. Now, I know we're getting very low on these as well. They have several sets like this, so we've been selling quite a few of them. And we will order more dies. But even if you don't want to use them with these sentiments, this die set is really great to have on hand to use with other sets. Because those photopolymer stamps, you can, especially if you're using a MISTI, you can like arrange them on the lid of the MISTI to follow the curve of the die, and then you can stamp them that way. I've done that before with stamp sets, so that's a great option. And there's that Fun in the Sun without the shadow die. And then in the background here, we have another layering stencil. This one is called Tropical Leaves. So again, you can stencil them out in any color combination that you want to achieve that look. And on this one is the final stencil. It's the Summer Drinks stencil. But see how subtle they have done it in the background? I love that. And then I didn't collect, I don't think I collect slides for this. Let me just go back a bit, see if there's some. Oh, yes. So I showed you this one here. That's all leaves. There is tropical flowers, the hibiscus flower, and that's shown on this one too. So there are dies for that too, and leaves. So that is all of this stuff from Pretty Pink Posh, I think. Yes, it is. Okay, so let's remove that. So lots of really great products for sure. And I'll get that off the screen. And then we will show Waffle Flower. So this is not new release stuff. We just, we're picking up a shipment. Is tomorrow Thursday? Yep. So tomorrow, the newest release from Waffle Flower is arriving. So if you've seen all that baby stuff that's coming out for Postage Collage, that is arriving tomorrow. We probably won't get it unpacked tomorrow. Maybe Friday, if not very early next week. So watch for that because there's a lot of really cool things. But we did get a bunch of restock that is that people are waiting for. So we did get in a few packs of enamel dots from them. So this is their, it doesn't tell me what it's called. It's colorful. If you go under the Waffle Flower brand, you'll be able to find it. And then we've got the black ones, and then we've got clear ones. So we did get those 3 sets in from Waffle Flower. Now I'm going to bring up my slideshow because there are images here. Yes. So this is the Postage Collage Mini. So it is very small, but it is so cute. There is a stencil in there as well that allows you to block off each of those sections and ink blend so you can get those colored backgrounds. And then all of the little mini postage collage stamps, some of them fit on to these little squares. You might have tiny little stamps or images that you can put on them as well. These can also be cut apart like the large ones do. And it is a mini version of that. So I have a couple of slides. This is not a new product, but it's one that whenever we order it in, it continues to sell. So we keep ordering it. So on my envelopes on this card, that's all the little pieces cut up and then I've stamped on them. So really fun way to embellish. And then on this card here, you can see the mini postage collages tucked into that envelope for added feature there. So that is a really cute die. So that's back in stock. And then we've also got the tag toppers. So I don't have slides for this. It's pretty self-explanatory. So you've got 2 different sizes of 2 different styles of tags. And those are the pieces that go on top of your tag. So the topper part. So those are back in stock. And then this one was late to the party. So this goes with the plant release. I don't know whether I made the error or Waffle Flower did, but we didn't receive it with our order, but we ordered it and it finally came in. So these are little plant markers. And these pieces here fit on top of this if you want to do layers. And then here's a little stamp set that fits in perfectly on the little plant markers. They're really fun to put inside of, obviously, planters, but you can add them to like wheelbarrows and garden scenes and all kinds of fun stuff. You can even cut off the little tip on them and just use them as a little rectangle with a word on it. So they have versatility for sure. So those finally arrived and we were really happy to get those in. So if you missed those, you can grab them now. And then we did restock the Rainbow Bridge stamp and die set. So in here, there are 2 dies. One does the dog and one does the cat. And it does that frame with the silhouette of the pet. And then you get all of these sentiments to use on the cards as well. So it's a really popular one. We always want to have something on hand for people who lose pets and you need to send them a card. All right, let's back up here. That's for future. So we got in some basics that had sold out. We've got the nesting hexagons. So you've got hexagons all the way from large to teeny weeny. And these are excellent to have on hand, because hexagons are one of those basic shapes that I find myself grabbing for a lot. And then we also have the nesting hexagon frames. So these create frames in all these different sizes in the hexagon pattern. And then what you're looking at here is the nesting stitched oval die. Now, this is one of those inside out dies. So you've got the cutting blade in the middle and then the stitching on both sides. So that means that in this window on this card, and I know it's hard to see because it's white on white, but there is stitching around the outside of that oval. But then when the oval pops out, there's also stitching on that you can use. So it's like a double effect with this. And you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different size ovals in this pack that you can do that with. And then this one here is a popular one as well. It's the nesting piercing classic labels. So you get a double pierced detail, and then you also get this beautiful label shape. So the reason that you're not seeing the piercing on this set or this card is because the piece that pops out of those holes has the piercing on it. But see how you can layer your pieces, your panels, to create like a telescope kind of look, which is really cool to do. You can do that with any nesting die. But then you also have the option when those pop out that you've got that piercing detail. And you can use it as a landing point for all kinds of different graphics and so on. So that's a really fun one. The label is a popular shape. Okay, so that's it for that slideshow. Okay, let's remove that. And then we've also stocked up on some of the texture dies or piercing dies. This one continues to be popular. It's the paw print die. So this will embed this design into your panel. It doesn't cut the paw prints out. It just pierces the design into your panel. So you've got your paw print. This is the meandering texture. So this came out with their sewing release, but this also works really nicely for a flight path. So it can be for bugs, airplanes, birds, bees, all that kind of stuff. It's a great plate for the background of that. I love this one. This is the Happy Circles texture die. So it puts this beautiful pattern into your paper. And then, of course, summertime is here. We've got the Happy Waves panel die. So these cut out strips that are waves, and then you can tuck all kinds of things in, or you can layer this on top of a stenciled design or whatever, but it works really nicely as a backdrop for sure. So that is Waffle Flower. And then we have, last but not least, we have Tailored Expressions, which is always fun. Oops, remove, add, sorry, making you all sick here. I'm just going to back my slides up to the beginning because I wanted to start with the calendar pre-order. Okay, so we did restock. Actually, I'm going to remove my slideshow because we've got a few things to show before. We did restock the bitty strips. So Tailored Expressions has simple strips, mini strips, and now they have bitty strips. So the bitty strips were designed to give you smaller word strips. Things like the word hello, hey you, just a note, yippee. Like they don't have to be long greetings. So they have two different sets available right now. One is the essentials and one is the everyday occasions. And each grouping is a separate stamp set. So you stamp the whole 5 greetings at once. And then there are dies that cut out that stack. They're called bitty strip dies. So this die will cut out, they work for all of the different stacks in the 2 different sets. So one die does all of them. And then they also came out with a backer die. So here's an example of what those strips look like. These 1-word strips, not the Celebrating You, just these. That is just using the regular die. And then if you had the backer die, you could put a shadow behind this. So like if you wanted a black or pink or blue piece in behind that, the backer die will cut those pieces out. And so the pieces from the regular die layer perfectly on top of these. So it's a really great system. Very, very popular. Our customers are loving it. So We've just restocked those quite heavily so that they are available. And then another one that we restocked, and this one was really popular when I showed it. I dug out my sentiments again. So this is one of those sets that it's one stamp and one die. So you stamp your panel and then you put the die over top and then you cut them all out at once. The font is amazing. And it does just a note. Thanks so much. Hello, friend. Thinking of you with sympathy. Happy anniversary and birthday wishes. So I'll just hold this up nice and close so you can see what they look like. I love what they look like when they're cut out. So again, a really nice variety of general sentiments that you would use if you're card making. And what I did after I stamped and cut them out, I used the die to cut out a few more back panels. And so I stack them and they have some dimension to them. And then these are all ready. I have them filed away in my file. And they're perfect for cards. So if you missed out on this the first time, when we showed it, we sold everything we had and we had a list of people. But Taylor only had like 3 or 4 left in inventory. So I bought them all. But we still had people on the list. Now, everybody's been notified and purchased. But we still have extras now. So if you did miss out on it and you want to add this to your sentiment library, definitely run over to the store and get it. It's called Together in Type. So the font is amazing. I love how great it looks. And it's definitely one of my favorites. So that's available again. And then in the series of Little Bits dies, they have Little Bits dies for stars and music notes, and they have a whole sports line. They have lots and lots in the Little Bits line. They came out with the Little Bits glasses. Now, these glasses are the perfect size for critters. So whether it be Tailored Expressions critters or Lawn Fawn's critters or anybody else's critters, they're just a really nice size for that. And they come with the front part, which is like the frame. And then they also have a part in behind that you can use. Or if you want to use like a completely like blackout shades, you can do that too. But they're so cute. And you can see how you can layer them up to get those funky glasses. And they just look so cool. So you can kind of give your critters a different look by using that die. And then we have a new birthday, stamp set and dies. So it's called Bold Birthday Greetings. So happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Wish big, sending birthday wishes, and it's your day. So each one of those is an individual stamp. And then there are matching dies to cut those out. So really cool if you're looking for something new for birthdays. It's one that we use a lot. So it's nice to have a good variety of sets available because then you don't get bored. And sometimes you want like grown-up looking birthday fonts, and sometimes you want something more fun and bold. Like this is a very different look than this. So it's fun to have different things in your stash. But all Tailored sentiment sets are amazing. So June was Taylor's birthday month. So they came out with a lot of birthday things. Kathy said she fell asleep and missed the beginning of the video. No worries. Like you said, you can always go back and watch the replay. This is the Hooray hat. Now, this hat is a really cool birthday hat. That's an A2 size card, so you can see how nice and big it is. So you've got the base, but then you can add different designs on to the top of it. So the one shown in the picture there is this one here. And then this one has more like Christmas tree layers. And then this one here has polka dots, and you can just leave it solid if you want to as well. And then there's also pom-poms and things to decorate with. So it's a really nice staple to have in your stash to be able to create birthday hats, which is cool. So there's that one. And then see the Wish Big on there? That is from this sentiment set right here that I just showed you. So it's heat embossed with white on a dark blue paper, and that's that font. That's what that looks like. Okay, what's next? Oh, yes. I love these. This is the birthday boy and birthday girl die sets. So you get this really cool font. It says birthday boy or birthday girl. And then you get the shadow die. Now, the shadow die is really unique because these letters cut out individually, but the shadow die has etching that shows you exactly where to place the letters so that you get everything lined up easily, which I love. Because when the letters punch out separately, it's nice because you can use them separately, but it's hard to line them up sometimes on the shadow die. It's not just one piece all connected. So this way, you don't have to guess where the letters go. And I love that. And obviously, you can cut the letters out in a bunch of different colors then. So if you have one word all connected together, you kind of have to cut the whole thing as one color. But this way, it allows you to mix and match and use different colors of paper so that you get that really fun, detailed look. Now, if you're thinking, well, gosh, what colors would I use to create my letters? They have tools for that too. We briefly touched on this the other day. There are 2 new palette playbooks that just came out with this birthday release, and they're not color specific. Well, they kind of are, but they're theme specific. So what these palette playbooks do is they give you suggestions for color combinations to use for girl birthdays and boy birthdays. So on the front, they have Taylor's favorite combination for birthday girl. They give you some ideas for imagery that you could use if you're making birthday cards. And then on the back side, which I'm not going to show you, are 5 more combinations of colors with 5 colors in each combination for birthday girl. And then they do the same thing for birthday boy, which I think is brilliant. We've been talking a lot about palette playbook in our videos. I used it on the video that I did for our last promotion. You're going to see me using it often. And these little cards, you can buy them all individually. They have one for every ink color in the Tailored Expressions family. Now you might be saying, well, I don't have tailored inks. That's okay. You can still use these as a tool with Gina K inks, with Concord and Ninth inks, with Oxide inks, with Lawn Fawn inks. It doesn't matter. You're just going to look for the closest color you have to this in your ink collection and the closest color you have to this. It's going to get you close enough, and it takes the guesswork out of picking out color combinations. These can also be used to pick out your cardstock colors as well. If you are, I don't know, like if you're out buying like home decor, you can pick a color palette that you like from these, and you can take it to the paint store and say, you know what, I really like this color and I want this on my wall. So they'll match it up for you. So they're a really, really good resource. Like I said, we sell all the cards individually, but we have just ordered in the full sets again as well. So if you have not tried these yet, I highly recommend. So there are 2 new ones, which is really fun. And then there's also a new embossing folder called Party Parade. And I'm just going to show you. You'll see in the background of this, see that blue panel? That is, well, it's actually blue and pink. That is the Party Parade embossing folder. So this is a 3D embossing folder, and that is the pattern that embosses into your cardstock when you emboss it out. Their embossing folders are so much fun. And then another new thing that we brought in is this one here. So this is called Big Birthday Hugs. It is a stamp set that has like 2 lines of text. So you can use these on the inside of your cards as inside sentiments, but you can also use them on the outside, and they have dies. They're called stacked sentiment strips. And this is a set that is wider, and therefore when you stamp this out, you can cut out that strip. And there's different lengths depending on which one of these that you choose. So I think that's pretty cool as well. We do sell the die separate from the stamp set, so you can get it or not get it. And you might find that you have uses for this other than this set. So I thought that was pretty fun. And then move forward here. Yes. So we have talked about these design duos before. They had one at Christmas. I think they did Christmas. No, they didn't. They did Valentine's. They did a floral one. Did they do this at Christmas? I don't think so. They had a big one for Christmas. Maybe I'm lying. I don't know. Anyways, this is a birthday one, which is so cool. So this is a version of their quad stencils, but scaled down. And what this does is it creates, you've got 4 stencils, you stencil them all up. Usually you just choose one color per layer of stencil, which again, that's where these are really popular because there's 4 colors right there. So if I wanted to stencil this out and I like this color combination, I can do stencil layer 1, stencil layer 2, stencil layer 3, stencil layer 4. When I'm done, this color combination will be all stenciled out. And what it does is it gives you all of these different images. Then you pair it up with the simple tags die and the simple backer die. The backer die gives you a shadow. The simple tags die, you lay this over top of your stenciled designs and it cuts out all these cool tags with the designs on them. So it's a great way to make tags that you can use for gift bags, or you can use them on the fronts of cards as embellishments on layouts, whatever you like, and do them in a color palette that is cohesive. So it all works together, and you do a bunch at one time. Then they also have a foilet available for this as well. So what this does is it replaces some of the stencil layers and gives them a black outline. So you can use them like that, or you can use your foils, and anywhere there's black lines, you're going to get foiled elements by using your Mink or your Fuse machine. So really, really cool options. And those are some examples of what those tags can look like. So that's the full set. And then this one here is just a close-up of one of the tags, the one with the streamers, and how you can add like the party hat to it and put the sentiment on it, and then you're good to go. So they're really, really cool. Simple Tags Holidays. Oh, thank you. That was a long time ago too. I don't think it's as elaborate as these new ones. But yes, it does work with the simple tags. You're right. I thought there was a Christmas one, but a little bit different than these. You get more tags with this version than you did with the original Christmas one. But thank you for that. So they're really great. And then we have some new dies. This is the instant photo strip. I love this. I love this for layouts. I love this for actual photos. But it also works really nice for any critter stamps that you have to create cards with, because the openings, you can have things sitting in there and peeking in and out, which is really fun. So it's an actual film strip die. And then they also have a Polaroid instant photo frame set as well. So you can see how fun those are. And again, great for layouts, great for cards. And you can use them, you know, horizontally or vertically, either way, they work great. And then we've got our calendar stuff there. So I'll remove that. Okay. So that's everything from, oh, that's not everything from Tailored. I wanted to show these. This is their new bits and pieces available in the sparkly theme that they're doing. This is sparkly dots. Now I'm going to dump some of these out into a container because you guys won't believe how sparkly these are. I'm just going to use this little container here and I'll pour some out, because when the light catches these inside your shakers or even on the card fronts, it's amazing how sparkly they are and how they catch the light. So you can use liquid glue to put these on as sequins, or you can add them to shakers and they're guaranteed to sparkle and shine. Isn't that amazing? Like, look at that. Wow. So those are available. They've had stars in the past and stuff, but this is the newest version. I will make sure I get these all back in there. They're all over my desk. They have a little tool called the Tip and Tidy. We're getting those in and they fit nicely, but I'll fix that up. So that is it from Tailored. Now I do have some inspiration I want to share as well. So this is from Christina. Not too long ago, we got in some stamps and dies from All and Create. Now we realized that this is kind of a little out of our normal variety of stamps and dies that we carry, but we like to try. Do they? Okay. Somebody's telling me that they also have Simple Tags Christmas that has as many tags as the birthday set. But that one is a larger set. That's a full-size quad. I don't think they have it in the small set. The only one they have is that. But you could be totally right. I have to go back and look. But there are several sets in that design duo set now. So it's pretty fun. Anyways, back to this. These are a little unusual, but they have so many really cool elements with them. So I brought some in and they've done very well, but I gave them to Christina because I knew she would be the perfect person to create with them. Um, but I did tell her, I said, I want you to create them a little bit more on the simplistic side of things so that people can see that they can go and look up inspiration for these and see that they can be all wild and crazy, but they can also be tamed down and used, I'll call them sensibly. Okay. So this is the first one here. This is called Collect Moments. And you've got this really cute little girl here. She's holding a camera. There's some Polaroid stamps in here and a little scrapbook. It's really, really cute. There are no dies with this. So you have to fussy cut if you want them cut out, but they are so easy to do. So here is that girl all colored up with her camera. There's the little scrapbook and the Polaroids. And then they have these really cool sentiments. Now, Christina stamped them all in one block, but I've seen tons of samples where they stamp the sentiment out and they cut it into strips, which is really cool. And then you can use the words individually, which is also really fun. Now she's paired this up with another couple sets here. Let's pull these out from the back. So this set here is called Circles and Strokes. So you have a long film strip, a long circle border, and then you have these two, I'll call them paint stroke stamps. So they look like these. So the circles, oh no, sorry. This film strip is stamped in the background there. You can see it. Again, I really think that is a very cool accent piece for layouts as well. And then on top of this, she's used this die set here. Is it this one? Yes. This is the Real Haze die. And it's a film strip die with these little splooges out the side, which is just cool. And it's kind of rustic and grungy, but I really love the way that it looks. So when you layer all those things up together, they look so cool together. And the images are very, like if you look at the front of this package, the images are very easy to cut around. Now, Christina cut right up against the line and cut them out that way, but you can also cut them so that you have that little white border like a regular stamp and die would look as well. But you've got options and they are very, very easy to cut out. So that's that set. And then we have this set here. This one is called Plant Hugs. So you've got this little girl here. She's holding the plant, but then you get all these individual plants. And here is that circle stamp in the background. And then this is a different frame. This one's kind of wonky. This one is straight. So this one is called the Striped Splash. Sorry, Stripped Splash. Is that stripped or striped? Stripped, I think. Stripped Splash. And it goes straight. And then there's the girl. And look at those cute little plants. And then she's got the word plant kindness. There's green thumb, grow happy, and plant hugs as well. So that's that one. This one was really cute. I love this one. You get the birds on a rope, but then you also get individual birds as well. So this one we have here, and it says, "Happy birthday, you old bird." So are there sentiments in this? There are not. So Christina must have added that, or did that come from something else? Shout it out, Christina. I don't see it in here. So she might have added that from another set that she had. But look how fun and colorful those birds are. You can have a lot of fun with those. And this is just stamped right onto a background that she's created. So really, really fun. Don't need to have dies. No, that's the super old sentiment. Yeah, I figured. So it worked very well with this set, though. So I love that. That's the birds. This one is quite hilarious too. This is called Decaffeinated. So you've got her in her bathrobe with her coffee, and then you've got some coffee accessories and some different sentiments. And here she is, all colored up on a card. Brood barely functioning. I love it. So that's that one. And then this one here is called Sunlit Wishes. I love the sun and I love the rock garden. And here is the card. And again, you can see how those images are right on the front of the card. Nothing is popped up on there. It's just stamped on there, colored, and you've got yourself a beautiful panel. And then this one is called Blooms of Hope. So there she is sitting with her little knees tucked up there, and you got the bird and the flowers. And here is the card for that. So aren't they sweet? So we'll get pictures of these taken and get them up on our inspiration group, and we'll probably include them in an email and stuff as well. But she did a great job with those sets. So if you're interested in those, we have those available online. And then I'm also going to share with you this set of cards that Amanda created using the Pretty Pink Posh products here. So this one is the Hello Friend set. So this is similar to the one I just showed you with the latest release, but this one has the best friends, friend, and hugs for you, plus the little icons, the ladybug and the butterflies and so on. Dies for all the things. We've got the dandelions stamp and die set. And then we've got this gorgeous grid background piercing plate. I love this. And then we've also got the dandelions dies, and they have all the stitching detail and everything in them. And here are some cards that Amanda created with those. But see how great that sentiment is that says friend? I love how you stamp on it and then it die cuts out nicely. There's the little butterflies that come in that set as well. And this is the stamp and die set without coloring. So she stamped them right on cardstock. Where's my set? That's these. So you don't have to color everything. She actually stamped them and cut them out of colored cardstock and left everything black, which I think is a really cool technique. So I love that. And then in the background, she's used the dandelion stamp to create her own patterned paper. So I'll hold that up just so you can see that. At first I thought it was a stencil, and I'm like, nope, she stamped that. So I think that looks really cool. She's got a piece of vellum over top just to kind of tone it down a little bit. And then she's got her main panel here. And then here is stamped and colored a little bit. So there's that hugs for you sentiment. There's that gorgeous grid background. And again, the little butterfly and the little pieces of the dandelion that have blown away. And then the last one is here. So again, stamped and ink blended or colored, and all the little details. And she's also stamped tone on tone in the background for that one too. So again, that is the Pretty Pink Posh Hello Friend, and then the dandelions stamp and die. This one is called the Checkered Pierced Plate, and this one is called Stitched Dandelions. So those are all available online. Okay, so that is it, I think. I've got everything covered, shown everything. Just a little over an hour. Any questions anybody has they want to ask before we sign off? Doesn't look like it. Everyone's shy and quiet. So thanks for visiting and tuning in. Again, don't forget about that pre-order for the Advent calendar. It goes until Friday, July 24th. Just make sure you read the details closely before you order. But I went through all of that at the beginning of the video, so if you're tuning in a little bit late, you can go back and check that out. But that's it for me. I'm going to sign off, and we will see you again soon.